Hello, hello, hello. Sounds like you can hear me. Hello.
Yep.
You're muted, Mr. Brazil.
I
Oh,
can I can hear you. Yep, you're good. And the stream on YouTube seems to be working as well. So, Lauer, I don't know if the directions that I put on the PowerPoint slide for you were clear, but basically what the ASL interpreter is going to need to do is they're going to need to, and the interpreters are going to come early and I'll identify them. I'll rename them as like ASL interpreter so people know, but they'll have to hover over it and then they'll have to click those three dots in the top right corner of the ASL interpreter video and just click pin video. Oh yeah, so I muted, okay. Now try Mr. Brazil.
all right, we're good.
Yeah, because I had that setting on so that we're going to run with that because that's how we're going to do it.
Every time, if you can hear me, every time I hover over it, it says ask to unmute and I click it and it's not unmuting you.
No, I had to.
So I don't have a mute or unmute option.
He's good. He's unmuted now.
Now I just have to.
So Lauer, you're good for
He's somewhere over here.
Lauer, you have all the videos, right? So like I don't need to ever share my screen. You're just going to share your screen with the videos.
I don't know if that's something that the main host has to do. Oh, here, mute all.
Brazil, can you hear me?
To unmute themselves. Yes. Now try to unmute yourself.
Lauer, can you hear me?
I don't even know where the chat button is in here anymore.
It's turned off. I turned the chat button off.
Maybe as co-host, I can't see anything. Gotta love all this, right? All right, mine says it's sending out sound. Can you hear me? Nod if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay. I have tried it. Oh, it says you're unmuted now too. My volume's all the way up.
Hey, Lauer, can you hear me?
I can't hear either of you.
No. Brazil, can you hear me?
Hear each other.
Yes,
right?
I can.
Okay, yeah, I can hear
Okay,
Brazil.
so then it's my end. Somehow my computer speaker is not what's being used. That made noise.
I turned the chat off, Lauer. That's why you can't chat.
All right, now I got you back.
Can you hear me now? Lauer?
All right. Is that better?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. All right, good. So here, I turned off the chat. That's why you can't find the chat box right now. And then Brazil couldn't unmute himself because I had turned that off. So we're going to keep those settings like we are tomorrow. You have all the videos and everything, right? So you're just going to share your screen whenever it gets to that point with the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Because you have access to the PowerPoint and the video. So, and now that you're a
co-host, crap, I didn't do the PowerPoint. I got to pull that up. I have the other things.
Yeah, just open up that PowerPoint and you can share your screen. So then I explained this, but I don't think you could hear me. So on the PowerPoint, so the interpretations aren't on for this meeting because I didn't turn them on because we won't have anybody. But on the bottom, when we have them, it'll just say languages and it'll say Spanish, whatever. If it's a foreign language, they can just pick it. But for ASL, for sign language, so what they're going to have to do, and I tried to write this on the slide, if you want to change the verbiage or if you want to just explain it however it makes sense for you. If you need sign language, what they're going to do is they're sending us an interpreter, and I'm going to change their name in the Zoom to like ASL interpreter. They're just going to have to pin the ASL interpreter video to their screen. So they're going to have to find that. They'll go to participants and pick the ASL interpreter, and then they'll click those 3 dots, and then it'll just say pin to screen. Okay.
Is there any way we can try to simulate that, or that's too much right now? Or
I mean, we could pick like, I could have, I mean, because
I just want you to get a feel
the only
how-
problem is it's like, if I pinned you, if I needed an interpreter and you were the interpreter, I could pin you to my screen, but that doesn't affect anybody else. So like, if we ran a test run, we wouldn't know if it's happening, because only the people who pin the person to the screen would matter for.
I get you.
So I don't know.
Is that me or you guys? Do you hear that humming?
I don't hear anything.
I don't either.
Darn, that's no good. Oh, the fun of all this.
Tell me about it.
All
Be nice to see Friday come.
right,
It'd be nice to see Thursday at 7:31.
All right.
yeah, I'm gonna attempt to take over the screen then.
Yeah, see what happens here.
You guys are here.
I'm pretty much going to turn my video off, and I just made my like thing an RK symbol, because I'm not going to be talking or really doing anything. I'm just going to monitor stuff. So I'm going to go away like that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, and then okay.
So now I'm on this. Are you guys seeing what I'm presenting? Yeah.
Yep, and I
Yep.
can see you on the side here. Yep.
Okay.
So
So if you go back, so right now, like if this were real, we would be playing Zaber music, correct?
and if
Yeah.
this were real, there will be no screens on the side here, right?
Yeah, because we're going to turn videos off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
I'm just running through what I'm starting first, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
yeah.
So I'm gonna have this up when people come in. Like this is just gonna be a mainstay.
Right. And people will, and Zaber's music will be playing while that happens, right?
No, because it's a YouTube video.
Can it be playing in the back? Well, I guess.
I
Oh,
it
yeah. I
certainly
see.
could, but I'm just going to play it when we get there, which is my next step. But I'm
Right.
going to go through the first 2 slides. And then this is for, I don't know what this is a link for. Brenda, now that I see you, I think you're going to mute yourself.
This is when you jump back in, Lauer. So this would be,
Oh.
so if you go back this slide, yep. So, and then Miss Anderson's going to talk, you're going to play the video. Then
No.
after
Before Anderson, and now I can't get to my windows because of the Zoom. Before Anderson, I'm going to jump to here. I'm still sharing my screen. I'm going to need this on different tabs. And then I'm going to do the alma mater.
okay. That's cool.
You hear it?
Yep.
Does it affect it if I change where my mic is? Did it get louder?
A little bit. Now it got quieter. Now it's good.
But now I'm going to move my mic away. Does it make a difference if my mic is moved?
Whatever you're doing right now is good. The volume's good.
Then I don't need to do that. We leave there. Then we're going to, I got to move this. Can I move there? Oh, nope, not went away altogether. Well, that sucks. I'll have to figure that out. Then I'm going to jump to Zaber. And you guys can all hear it?
Yep. And these are before Anderson?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the welcome music they would get when they came in.
Okay. Yep.
But I don't want to sell those gentlemen short. And
Yeah. No.
play them out.
Understand. Yeah. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Then
those
we go-
play. Then you're doing the intro. Then you welcome them with the slide, right?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to
So then
thank
you
you
go
for
to
coming. Best and the brightest. I don't have my student agenda. I meant to read like a brief history of King, which I don't have prepared yet. Then I will jump into the agenda, and then I will introduce Lee, and then introduce Zaber, then introduce Miss Anderson. Then after Miss Anderson, I will do the departments.
The video, yep,
The
yep,
department video.
yep.
And then
And
after
then,
the department video is the recruitment video.
is that right? Yeah, okay.
And then
Okay,
I return back to the slideshow and go to this slide.
yep,
Now, my concern is that they can't click on this URL.
correct. So we're just gonna have to leave it and post it, but whoever did that, I don't know if Brenda or somebody made that a tiny URL. The URL that was in there before was about 700 letters. So it's not ideal, but it's better than it was. So we'll just have to tell them to click on that in there or put that into their URL.
Now, where does that take them?
To the page that we were on the other day where it has all those boxes with the Zoom links.
All right, well, I should be able to, I'm running this, like I can click on it. So let me go try. I guess I shouldn't ask. Okay, then I'm going to guide parents through that before I put it back to this screen. So I'm going to click and exit, head here, and talk to them about finding. Are these then the links to each department? Like this is where I need to know how do I send parents to breakout rooms?
So if you click on academics, then all the content areas are in there. If you click on arts, Zoom links are in there. And if you click on athletics, the Zoom links are in there.
Wonderful. That's what I need to know because I'm going to have to walk them through that.
So like they're
That's
English
pretty
Zoom.
varied.
Okay.
They got this though, right? I can mention to them that they got this in an email from Miss Anderson.
Yeah, and I think Ms. Vasquez is working on trying to get the links all in one place as well. So it's not there's not such a path that they have to take.
Okay.
Can you say the order of those? Come on in of those videos again.
Yes. So I'm going to start with the first slide of open house, welcoming them. Then I'm going to jump to Lee's choir of the alma mater.
Okay.
And then I'm going to jump to the orchestra's performance of Don Quixote.
Got you.
And then I will jump back and introduce Miss Anderson live. Do I need to do anything? I know I'll have to stop sharing at that point, but do I need to, how do I make Miss Anderson the main key? Thank you, by the way, for everyone else who's joining us. We appreciate having an audience.
It's really depending on a setting. Some people can set up the person that's talking will be enlarged. So, but she'll be visible and they'll be able to see her. So it's not really anything that you have to do on your end.
So I just stopped sharing. After I'm done introducing her, I stop sharing. And since she's a host, she can then just start talking and she'll pop up.
Correct. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hey, Lauer, would it be beneficial for you instead of jumping through tabs? And maybe we can't do it now, but to embed those videos into that presentation?
Absolutely, I will.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to test today. I want to know if the sound quality changes. Because if I recall, we had talked, somebody had given us advice at some staff meeting that if you're playing a video through a slideshow, it doesn't work as well as if you play it through YouTube. So that was one of the things I wanted to test.
Okay. I play for class. I play all my video. I embed every YouTube video into the Google Slides presentation and it seems to work just fine.
And just double checking then that kids haven't said, oh my God, that sucks, or it lags or any of those kind of things.
No. Yeah. As long as,
all right. Well, we're going to test it out right now. So I've just embedded Lee's photo. I didn't embed it. I just put the link in a slide. I'll embed it later. So I have a thumbnail. I'm going to go back into Zoom. I am going to share screen. Jump back into here and click on the link. It's still going to have tabs open. So yeah.
The audio is fine.
You're here. So you need to let us know about the sound. All right, Lee, how is the sound quality? Oh, and Lee's probably muted, isn't he? Yeah, you're not a part. I think you can unmute yourself. We changed the settings for this one. No, you can't unmute yourself. All right, well then, I can't, and there's no chat. because we don't
Oh,
want.
wait, now it's working.
Okay, so Bungie was able to unlock her microphone. Anyone else?
It just changed. Like, I swear, 5 seconds ago, it said you can't unmute.
Well, I didn't do anything for it. Lee, you're offering me money?
I gave you guys the power to
Test.
unmute real fast if you want.
Test.
We'll remute you
I'm
all.
able
once
to
we
unmute.
start.
Lee, oh, you want me to check my phone? That would imply that I have it. I do have it, Lee. But when you show me your screen, it just shows me Rufus King.
Hey, Laura, I had a question.
Yes.
Is there a
completely.
chat? Is there a chat that goes along with this? Because for
No.
some reason I don't see any place. Okay.
No,
Okay,
we
now
have
it's
it turned
good.
off. We have it turned off.
Okay, I can talk now. Yeah, the audio was good. The video wasn't quite in sync, but like that's not the biggest deal. They'll still see the students in King gear or whatever. But the audio sounded good.
All right, then let's jump to our next sound bite while we have Mr. Zaber here. And now we present Don Quixote's Sweet Movement, the 7th by Greg Philip Telemann. No, I won't talk over the music. I'll write that down ahead of time. The gold is a nice touch, Zaber. The gold framing.
I also fixed the colors on that music logo because you used a weird version of blue and gold.
Back in the day, yeah, we made those 5-6 years ago before Maku grinded in me to use the right color coding.
So we should I'll fix that for Lee at some point.
Did you
Ben,
fix
what-
that?
Ben, what do we have to do to get that arcade background like you have? What do we have to do? I know you sent the logo out, but what do we have to do to get that?
I'm gonna let Schaefer talk.
So if you go down on Zoom to start your video, there's a little arrow on the top right corner of the start your video button. If you click that and then click choose virtual background, that's how you get those cool things that Zaber and Lauer have.
We try to keep things classy, right, Zaber?
Wait, so you have to do it before you enter the meeting, Schaefer?
No, you can do it right now.
Okay.
When you get to the choose virtual background, there's a plus button over on the right. You got to hit that and then find your image.
Thank you, Tom. So now that we've gone through the music quality, I'm just going to go through the next two videos just to make sure everybody can see them and hear them. And then I am going to throw it over to Miss Anderson. So just so she can test her equipment. Although, Miss Anderson, are you doing your speech from your classroom? Yeah, you're going to do your speech from, you're on mute yet.
Yes, I'm going to be at work.
I know you're going to be at work, but are you going to be in your office? Or are you setting up with the backdrop and a podium? I thought Ms. Vasquez and I were talking about that. I didn't know if you guys, that's why I asked if you guys needed anything.
It's fine. Wherever you guys need me to do it, I can do it there. If you got something set up with the backdrop, I'll stand there.
We don't. I had thrown that out to you guys. Nichols isn't on here, so I can't ask him if he's got that laying around somewhere.
I can ask them.
Oh, Nichols, where's the backdrop at school? Is it down in your office?
It is. You want me to grab it tomorrow and bring it to Miss Anderson's office?
Yes, you can set it up I should be able to do it in the hall.
Yes, as
Sure.
long as you know what you're recording with. Like I mean, right now you're using your desktop computer. What are you going to record yourself with if you're out in the hall?
I
That's
have
what I guess.
my Surface Pro.
Okay. All right. We'll have to maybe try to figure that out. I'll see if I can swing by this afternoon sometime after,
I'll be here late.
2:30 or 3 o'clock. And we'll have to try to get something set up. But what I'll do is you can obviously talk, right? Do you want to give us a little bit of your speech so we can hear it to make sure that it's good? I'll give you a couple minutes.
Lauer, let me just jump in here. Let's run through this like from the top now that it's 1:05. So let's pretend like we're starting and do this mildly for real. We don't have to go through everything fully, but let's start like we're starting at 1:05 here.
Okay.
All right, give me 1 minute. I'm going to copy all the links and put them into open house slides.
Real quick, while he's doing that, we really appreciate all of you coming in and taking your time to let us tinker with stuff and make sure this is good to go for tomorrow night. So we appreciate that.
All right, so now I go to Zoom and I hit present. Where did my menu bar go?
Last thing, real quick before we start, just letting you know that when you get to your breakout rooms, your chat will be available, but we're having the chat turned off for this big open house kind of main meeting. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now and we're gonna pretend like we're doing this for realsies.
All right, for realsies, counting in at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us at the Rufus King Open House. We let this sit for a little bit. We let it sit. People continue to come in. Then at 5:30, I will say that one last time, and then we will get started. Oh, that's not right. Hold on. This is why we do this. I was going to start with this, and I'll make this its own slide, but we're going to start here. I will introduce Lee in the choir before I play this. Your praises we all sing. Your colors to the sky unfold, glorious through and glow. Heart and hand we pledge to thee eternal loyalty, and in our heart your name shall ring. Hail, hail to thee, dear King. Yay, thank you to our wonderful choir department. Now, a piece by Mr. Zaber and the orchestra, and I will reread what's on the opening slide. Thank you very much to Mr. Zaber and the Rufus King Student Orchestra. Now I'd like to take a moment to throw it back to our head principal, Miss Anderson, as she greets you upon open house.
That's me? Okay. Welcome 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Welcome 2021 prospective students to Rufus King International School Virtual Open House. I am Miss Anderson, the proud principal of Rufus King. Thank you, parents, guardians, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, godmothers, godfathers, grandmother, grandfather, cousins, neighbors, and or family friends for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here this evening. I mention all of these people because it takes a village to raise and develop a child. There are many people that impact your child's life, whether it's directly or indirectly. Rufus King School Community would also like to be a part of directly impacting your child's life, ensuring that we are developing the whole child and not just developing them academically. We want your child to excel in whatever gifts he or she may have. Those gifts could be in the fine arts, music, dance, theater, spoken word, math, creative writing, leadership, football, track, cheerleading, National Honor Society, and I can go on and on. At King, your child will be in good hands. And I'm going to stop right there because I can't be giving away all my speech.
Sounds good. I totally forgot to do the agenda, so we're going to pretend like before you spoke, I went over the agenda for the night.
Okay.
That said, once Miss Anderson is done, I am going to welcome parents back to my screen. And I will transition into our next video, and I will start talking to parents about the many departments that we have at Rufus King. And here's a word from each one of those departments. We will not listen to all 20 minutes of this.
Hello, this is Mr. Graff from the Rufus King Arts Department. Our arts department is well known throughout the Milwaukee community. Our IB theater program is led by Miss Fig and is a partner in education.
Hello, 8th graders. My name is Dr. Van Galen. I'm a science teacher at Rufus King High School. And my name is Miss Schneider, and I'm also a science teacher here at Rufus King. And we are excited to introduce you to the science department. As you can see on our next slide, we have a
Hello, future generals, and welcome to Open House. On behalf of the Social Sciences Department, my name is Mr. Schaefer, and we are excited that you are here. In your journey through the Social Sciences Department at Rufus King,
World Languages at Rufus King, opening doors to the world.
Bonjour, comment ça va? Bienvenue.
That always scares me in all of these edits. I apologize for that sound bump. And that was their edit of the sound cutoff, not mine. So I can't fix that. Sorry, physical ed.
At Rufus King, it's our goal to meet students at the skill level they enter at and help them achieve their goals within.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, all future Rufus King students, your Rufus King High School English Department. Starting at 9th grade American Authors and IB Literature, the teacher who has taught this class longer than anyone else at Rufus King, leader of the Gender Equality Group, and karaoke singer extraordinaire. I present to you Miss Amy Dershevsky. And also starting at the 9th grade American Authors and IB Langen Lit, the irresistible leader of Link Crew, Freshman Bridge, Friends of Islam, Jew Crew, and darn it, I gotta fix that slide.
Hi, welcome to Rufus King. We are all from the Special Education Department. My name is Miss Wolf, and I work specifically with the students in our comprehensive unit with autism.
Hi, I'm Aaron Knippel, Transition Coordinator. I work with students, counselors, and families to help plan for what comes after high school, whether that's college.
Sorry, I gotta write down notes.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Jesse Bowling. I work with students across all academic areas, helping ensure that they make progress towards their academic goals.
Hi, I'm Mr. Santiago.
Rufus King, we are also the only high school that has a DA.
I will cover that up as well. I meant to.
Okay.
Welcome. I'm Carolyn Rayfeld, and I provide speech and language services here at Rufus King. I work with students who have trouble communicating, understanding, and speaking.
Oh, I gotta fix that one too. Damn it. Sorry.
Hello, everyone.
Many a nights at midnight trying to get it done, I clearly screwed up.
International High School. At King's, students are assigned to their counselor based upon their last name. So every student maintains the same counselor during all 4 years of high school. In the counseling department, we focus.
Good evening. My name is Daniel Gatewood, and I'm the IB Diploma Program Coordinator here at Rufus King High School. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. We have one mission here at Rufus King: to prepare your student for college and for them to have success at the college level and beyond. IB stands for International Baccalaureate. In other words, an international high school degree, one recognized, care about their students.
Looks like athletics is messed up too.
Thank you for your time.
Oh no, good.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Nichols, Athletic Director at Rufus King. Thanks for joining us for this virtual open house. I'd like to take the next couple minutes to talk to you about the athletic programs that we offer and the benefits about being part of these programs at Rufus King. First thing you know about athletics at Rufus King is that it's education-based athletics. What we're trying to do is develop JP at Milwaukee.k12.wi.us. Probably not going to remember that in this PowerPoint. So if you need information, you can always go to the Rufus King website. You click on the athletics icon where contacts for all of our coaches are listed, and my contact is there as well, where I can fill you in on more sports-specific information. I'll also have a Zoom after these presentations where you can come and join me and talk sports-specific questions. Thanks again so much for joining us for this virtual open house. Go Generals.
Oh, that didn't finish that transition. That's right. So then I jump back into the slideshow. I am now going to go into the fourth link, which will be embedded better. And for whatever reason, this video has captions. The other ones do not. That's a good 3 minutes, so we should.
What attracted me to King most was the great athletic and academic history. What I love about King most
It's the teachers and students that create a great family atmosphere.
The reason I chose Ruhearsal King is because I know I would receive a good education, and also I would further my career as being a football player.
The thing that drew me to King was the diversity and the history of great academics. My favorite thing about King is the community and the caring teachers. And I chose King because of its awesome combination of great athletics and great academics. Things I love most at King are the teachers, the sports events, and the welcoming community feel.
The reason I came to King was because of the amazing athletic and academic programs that they offer here. The things I love most about King are the wonderful teachers and the amount of amazing new people that you get to meet.
I chose King because I knew I'd be in the best hands both academically and athletically. And my favorite thing about King is how the staff and curriculum really grooms you into being a leader.
I went to Fernal Montessori School, and the reason why I personally chose King is because as soon as I stepped into my open house, I instantly felt welcome that I was going to have a great 4 years.
Mr. Lauer,
Yes, ma'am.
the caption has misspelled words. The pronouns aren't capitalized. The I's aren't capitalized.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with me. Mr. Zabe and I are trying to figure out. YouTube put those captions on the video from my research. They had what used to be called community captions, where people would get a video and volunteer to write the captions. It is no longer options. It ended on September 28th, and we're now on September 30th. So this video was on YouTube before that happened. That's why the other videos don't have captions anymore. We can just turn them off if that's going to irk you, but I didn't add those and I have no way of editing them.
Well, I believe what I'd like to do in here is make sure there's an interpreter in there for this.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, we would put a PI interpreter in here, and that way any parents that come in here who need those services, it's up in the screen.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's what Mr. Brazil is working on, and so we have that in the works.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're all good for that. We'll have an interpreter in here, and Mr. Lauer will explain to them how to pin their video to the screen so that that video will be constantly able to be seen by them so that they can get the sign language they need.
So then we don't need that caption, will we?
Correct. I'll make sure it's turned off.
No, we don't. We'll just turn those off.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Then I'll jump back in and I'll remind parents to go to their content areas and clubs, and then they will be there until 7:15. I'm going to guide them through this process by going and clicking on the link so they can see it before I send them away, because this just leads to our open house page, which then needs to have them go to academics. So I'll lead them to academics, where I'll show them where all of these Zoom links are, and then ask them to be back by 7:15. And hope that that's not too much work for them to have to go click around to. Then we will go back into the slideshow that I will hit present on, and then we will go to admissions, and guidance and admin will take it over from here, and I will look for some kind of audio cue to change slides, as I won't be able to see anybody from guidance or know when I need to be done other than what they read. Ta-da! I don't think I'm playing this extra video, but it's here. Okay. Questions, comments, and concerns, people?
So really what we would like you to do is, if you're running a room, we'd like you to go and open that Zoom link. And if you're not running a room, if you could go to that website, Mr. Lauer, if you could repost that for us, and just try to click around in the links and pop in and say hello and make sure that those links work.
Or if you aren't running a room and you just want to go see if those links go to a place that says the right name. So does English go to an English classroom? Do we have a time that we want people to come back, or are they just trying to click on it while still in here?
Let's just take like 3 minutes. Let's reconvene at 1:27. Let's just take a couple minutes. People go around, open up your links and click around and see if they work.
Okay, so everybody has links that are going to be, they'll have to navigate to another screen, right?
Yep.
Also, I guess because this is optional, some people might not have their links open right now. So, but you should be able to see that if you click on an English link, it should say, it might say that it's not open, but it should say like Rufus King Open House English Department. So even if you can't get in, because people might not have them open, it should be synced up with the right link. If
So
not,
when we
please-
tell people, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so when we tell people to go to their breakout sessions, do we tell them to exit out of the meeting, like hit the leave meeting button, or just shrink the screen and go into another one?
They will have to leave this meeting. So I will walk them through. I will walk them through this tiny URL. I will click on it and it'll take us to here. I will walk them through before I dismiss them how to use that link. Make sure they write it down. Because that's the best we can do for now. I'll see if I can put a QR code on there. Let me add that note. Not that many people are gonna then add it onto their phone, but I'll see if I can.
Is there any way we could like briefly open the chat and drop it in there so people can click on it?
The chat is a setting that you have to do. It has to be either on or off from the jump. That's not a setting that you can change midway.
Okay.
So we would prefer to not have a million questions that go unanswered. I think it's reasonable. We shortened the link. I know it's not ideal, but I think it's reasonable if we just left that link up on the screen for 30 seconds. People would be able to go and put that in. But we're gonna have the chat off, and we can't turn it on midway through the meeting.
On that note, was that our decision in the building to turn the chat off, or was that something dictated from central office?
That was a decision that we made just based on other open houses. It just became a scrolling list of unanswered questions, and there's no way that we could keep up with that and figure out who we were responding to and what question. And really, the more intimate setting of breakout rooms is a better place for people to get their questions answered. So just to limit the frustrations of people and to keep the focus on the material that's being presented, we decided we're going to turn the chat off.
All right, then I just got a note on my phone letting me know that I can change the name of the tiny URL so that it's a little bit more easy to write down. Yeah, there's the thumbs up. So I will redo the tiny URL, but thank you for whoever did it. And I will add a QR code in the event that any parent wants to, most all smartphones now have QR code readers embedded in their cameras. So I will have both there, and I will have a giant or button that says, write this down or photograph this, and that will send parents to that. As long as we also send out a last minute email reminder tonight or tomorrow during the day with a link to the website, that would be great. I think that will also help if that email goes out to anybody that registered, as well as we have it up on the webpage, the Rufus King webpage. So maybe I'll find an easy way to remind parents to navigate to the website.
Okay, so I am able to let you guys unmute yourselves now. So initially, and for the real thing tomorrow, we're going to have videos off and people will be unmuted, not be able to unmute themselves. But does anybody have any questions or issues? I know we can't use the chat because the chat is disabled for this and we can't turn this on, but you should be able to unmute yourself now. Does anybody have any issues or questions or concerns that we'd like to address before we do this for real tomorrow?
I was unable to find my my link for my club. I thought I put it in a calendar and I thought it would pop up like a Google Meet link, and there was nothing there. So I don't know how to get to my breakout.
Did you create a Zoom link for it, Doopies?
I did, and you said I did it correctly. So
yeah, that's right. You did. Is it? Did you? I put it on the spreadsheet. Was it on the website?
It's on the club page.
It's on the club page.
For Model UN and Ready Club.
Did you look on the club's page, Doopies?
I haven't added all the clubs.
How do I get to that? No, I did not.
I'm trying to put the links on one page and include them on their home page. So parents don't have to go all over the place to look for the links. So I'll go to the club page, Doopies, and see if you can open your link.
Real quick, what's the club page? I have the screen shared right now. That way I know it's in a separate spot.
You'll see it. It's gonna be under the department's Zoom pages, so everybody can see them there.
Gotcha.
So if you go department Zooms, athletics, and then clubs is right next to athletics in the navigation bar.
All right, so I'm gonna have to walk them through all of these.
No, I'm gonna put all the Zoom links on that department's page because I just think that's easier.
Okay, thank you.
Kelly,
Does that
did
help you, those Doopies?
A little. How do I get to that page? You have to have another thing open up, or I mean,
No,
is
well,
that-
John, hold on. I'm gonna start us all at the home page. I'm gonna start parents here, and then
But he
I'm
needs that
show them
URL to
go-
get there.
Correct. They'll use the tiny, but I'm going to walk them through before parents would actually go. So they would come here, and now what I'll do is I'll remind them. I mean, eventually Miss Vasquez is going to have it all in one spot, but there'll be just a Zoom page with everything. But for you right now, Doopies, the upper right-hand corner where the navigation bar is says departments, athletics, and clubs. You are under clubs from this main website, the open house website, and then your club would be here. So what did we say you are, Model UN? Let's click on that. And it
Thank
says
you.
I can go and open a Zoom meeting. So yay for that.
Okay, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Anyone else, please. These are the bugs we need to work out right now. We still have roughly 30 minutes to try to figure this out, and we'd love as much feedback as possible. I've got a running list that now can't be seen.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Miss W.
The videos of like the orchestra and stuff was just really choppy. The music was great, but everything else was really choppy. I don't know if that matters or not.
Yeah, we're a little worried about that. We're trying to figure out better ways to add those in. But the music department has already let me know that it did not come across very well, and we're going to troubleshoot that this afternoon.
Okay, because you came across just fine during the videos too. You were fine.
We're also going to limit people's cameras in the real one, which I think will help with some of the smoothness of what we're showing and presenting.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're going to try to do is we're going to embed those videos into the slideshow and not just have links, because then I'm leaving right now slides. We're also going to try one in PowerPoint so that the videos are just there and they play through the slideshow. They don't jump out to go to YouTube. That was one of the major things on my list for today. I think, was it Miss Bungie that was trying to add in?
Yeah, that was me. I was going to say the same thing. The videos were a little bit choppy. And is there any way we can add in, like, you know, just like the lyrics for the alma mater song?
Nothing that's going to get done in 24 hours.
Okay. Yeah, so there's things were sort of glitchy, and then when Miss Anderson was going, she was, I don't know, for me in the beginning, it started out fine, and then it like cut it out a couple times. That might be like a me issue on my end with my Wi-Fi, but I don't know if that was the same for anybody else.
I think it was, because I heard it pretty good. I've got some thumbs up, some head nods, so I think it might have just been your Wi-Fi, Miss Bungie.
Okay.
Thank you for having a list. Does anybody else have ideas or a list? Questions, comments, concerns, class?
Just a question. Is this the same link we would use for tomorrow, or?
No, Miss Briggs, it is not. This is our practice, our dress rehearsal, as it were.
Okay. So that's coming at another time?
That should
It's
have
already
been
sent out.
Yeah, it was already sent out. I believe it's in the bulletin.
I would recommend, if it's presenting, that if you have Wi-Fi, if you have the option of having a cable from your internet modem or whatever you're using right into your computer, that will increase your upload and download speeds. So it'll affect everybody else's internet and video and audio quality. So if you have that option, hardwiring your internet is better than Wi-Fi as far as being able to transmit data.
Thank you for that update, Mr. Stovall. It was also in the bulletin. I believe it was a letter from Miss Sam, one of our interpreters, that shared that information. If you're talking to us as presenters, I am hardwired in onto a school computer, and I believe Miss Anderson's hardwired in where she's at. Schaefer, I don't know, but we will be the three presenting, and I think we're all hardwired as it is right now. That was Miss Briggs, though. Did we clarify to you? I think Mr. Stoll jumped in as I was answering you.
Yeah, I didn't catch the end part of that. I'm sorry. As
Sure,
as far as the link for tomorrow, the real deal, I'm sorry.
I believe the real deal was sent out in the weekly bulletin. And then I think there's also an email follow-up, but we can make sure, Miss Michael and I, that we send that out again tomorrow so everybody has it by the close of school. So 3:30.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next. Mr. Carabon, I'm digging those glasses, man. I was trying a couple, but they're just glaring too much.
Much appreciated.
Questions, comments?
I will just remind everybody, we're asking that you guys don't actually come to the real open house link tomorrow. We only have spaces for 300 people with the purchased Zoom license that we have from the district. And if 100 staff members take up, a third of our spots, that's not what we're looking for. So please, for tomorrow night, just go into your breakout Zoom links or your content area or wherever you're supposed to be. Don't come to the actual open house session because we will be taking up spots that we want to reserve for parents and families.
Is it going to be live on YouTube also?
We're live right now, and I was just texting you about that. I was going to ask.
Yes, it is. So we're all set up. It'll be played through my personal Mr. Schaefer account because I couldn't figure out how to use the King YouTube, and I don't think that works. But it will be, if we do somehow, which would be a great problem to have, if we do reach that 300 capacity, we will have the overflow just watching on the live stream YouTube link. Mr.
Schaefer, I would like to check that right now. Are you just Mr. Schaefer? Not that there's not 1,000
here
Schaefer.
I have it.
I'm on it. I actually copied the link from the Zoom meeting and popped it into my search bar, and so I'm watching the meeting as we're having it.
So yeah, I know it's up. I've gotten confirmation from a couple people that it's working. So I'll have to, you can't create the YouTube live stream beforehand. So I'll create that real fast before the meeting starts. I'll send it to Ms. Vasquez, and then we will put that Zoom or the YouTube live stream link on the website as well. So if we do run into that problem again, that'd be an awesome problem to have if we have more than 300 people trying to check out King. Infinite people can watch it on YouTube. So we should be set there.
No,
Okay.
that's fine. One of the questions I wanted to verify by that is what is the video and audio sound and look be with, what are they with the lag right now? If anybody is on the YouTube link live right now, I will replay one of the videos. I would like somebody on the YouTube live to check what the lag looks like or sounds like, so we at least know how different we are.
No, it's about a 10-second delay.
Awesome.
Another question. I see we have various different names in it. Some are our first name and our last initial for me, or first names for some people, Mr. So-and-so for other people. How can we change it so it is our name in the beginning?
When you log into your Zoom account, Doopies, it asks you what your screen name would be. So it should be able to be accessed through your settings.
Thank you.
Doopies, go to the 3 little dots and you can change your name.
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Michael's right. It's about a 10-second delay.
I apologize, musicians.
I don't think they mean 10-second delay in the video. I think they mean 10-second delay from your live presentation. The video is fine on YouTube. It's just not, it's delayed from the live stuff that you're doing in here.
No,
So
well, that makes sense. I just want to know if the sound matches up with the singers.
Yeah, the delay is with the live presentation in here, not delayed with the video on the live stream.
Right.
No, and I think I could hear that because I could hear my own voice playing in Ms. Vasquez's mic. Kelly.
So I'm always thinking, I'm the parent who comes in at 6 o'clock. How am I going to access all those breakout rooms, and how I'm anxious about the movement, and if I'm a parent who wants to come to this open house tomorrow, where do I begin? Like, where do I go to start? Because I'm going to get asked that, you're going to get asked that. I think we have to have super, super clear, clean, repetitive, over and over again. Here's how you get where you're going. Otherwise, people are going to give up.
I mean, we're going to show them, we have a presentation slide with the link on where they're going to go. Lauer will leave that up. They'll write that down so that they can get that in their URLs. Lauer's then going to walk them through each screen and where they can find those things. So, I mean, that's really all we can do in this setting. I think, you know, they're going to have a little bit of initiative on themselves, but I think we have it pretty covered on our end.
So, but let me push back on that a little bit. I'm a parent, and I'm not an MPS parent, but I want to come to King, and I'm not familiar with the portal, right? I want to do this. Where do I enter? What's my point of entry for a parent?
You don't need the portal. You just type in that link into a web address.
I think she's asking, when will parents get this information? And I think if we send out another email with the link to the Zoom, but also be very, very clear in that email, if you are not familiar with Zoom or using live streaming or using conferencing calls, please check us out on the YouTube link. And that way they can just watch it on YouTube, because a lot of people understand how to use that YouTube.
So Kelly, just so I'm understanding, your concern is with how would people get into the initial open house, not how they get into the Zooms from here?
Right.
So you're really, more of like a marketing question. How do they know about this is your question?
Yeah. What's their point of entry?
And that, I don't know. I guess I'd have to leave that up to guidance and administration, how we disseminate. I know we've sent out a bunch of things, but I thought you were wondering how are they going to navigate the Zoom links?
No, I think we've got that covered. I think there are enough people that will be live and will be able to talk families through that. I'm just wondering where I'm a parent. I've just got off work. I've heard about these open houses. How do I get in?
So there is live links off the early admissions MPS page. And we have sent the link to all 8th grade counselors, private school and public MPS with the original Zoom link. Is that what you're asking, Kelly?
Kind of. I mean, if it's on the portal.
Right?
It's also on our website.
What portal are you referring to?
The MPS portal.
All right. I don't know that answer, but I do feel like parents are going to Google Rufus King or Rufus King Open House. And so I think on our landing page, on our homepage for Rufus King, maybe we ask Ms. Downey to or Ms. Vasquez, if you're already in the WordPress, we just ask to get that put up for one day right there up front. So the second they Google Rufus King High School, it's going to be on that front landing page. They don't have to navigate through admissions. They don't have to navigate through MPS.K12, blah, blah, blah.
It's already up.
WordPress. It's already up?
It's already up on the website. You just click it and it goes right to the Zoom link.
That does have the link. Wonderful. Thank you. I did see that open house was on there, but I didn't know. Ms. Lewandowski, you're next.
Yeah, so I just went to the MPS homepage, and on their events thing, I clicked on Thursday because it's not Thursday yet. And there's a link to our webpage on the portal, not even on our website, just on the MPS webpage. It goes to the virtual open house for Rufus King. It says online event. There's a link there. The link is not live, but it's there. And I don't know if there's somebody we talk to make sure that it's live before tomorrow. So this is on like the announcements on the MPS homepage of events that are going on today, which I would think if you are the parent that Kelly's talking about, who's just like, oh yeah, I want to go, let's see what MPS high schools have events tonight. Oh, King, I want to check them out. They should, in theory, be able to get to it through there. They might have to right now they might have to cut and paste that link to a browser, but.
Are we the only school that's doing open house, or is there a competition?
A lot of competition.
There's competition. Okay.
There's been open houses for the last week straight. I know
I don't think we have any direct competition. The other two that are scheduled on Thursday are at different times. So I don't think we have any direct competition within MPS tomorrow.
There's nobody that's having it at the same time, but all the high schools are having open houses. We have all different slots.
Not to complicate things, but is there a way at the very end of the presentation in the main, like the auditorium presentation, is there a way to turn the chat on at the very end to then throw the link for parents to get to? No.
So unfortunately, that setting has to be either all or nothing, and it's not something that you can modify mid-meeting. And so in order to avoid just a scrolling list of questions, we're going to leave the chat off. So parents are just going to have to type that tiny URL into a
Yeah, and I think Mr. Lauer said he's going to put a QR code up there so anybody can use their phone to find all the different links. And that list will run continuously. So as long as they use their QR code or that tiny URL, they're going to go right to where all those Zoom links are after the initial meeting.
In
Can I
addition,
suggest, sorry, can I suggest that you direct parents to go to the Rufus King webpage and click the link from there and maybe show them how to do that? Like, share your screen and say, if you Google, if you search Rufus King, here's the link that you want to go to get to this page. Because parents are not going to be good with going back and forth between different screens and copying that tiny URL.
Yeah, I got that, man. I'm going to try my darndest to get that up and running, and I'm going to guide them through the web page. Theoretically, it's right here on the Rufus King webpage, so I can remind them to go to rufusking.com and go to open house, and then I can have them click the link to the open house website that tiny URL is, and it might be easier then for parents just to Google Rufus King High School, because that's what I did to get to this point. Sadly, it's not the first thing that comes up when you Google Rufus King open house. I don't remember where the window is that I had open where I Googled that.
But if you put Rufus King in the Google search and shared your screen and then say like it's the whatever, is that the second link that you need there?
Correct, yeah. The first link is from 2006.
That might be easier than doing the tiny URL with letters and numbers that might be confusing to parents. So
yeah,
but yeah, that's a good suggestion.
Well, I'll do
You
it
could
all.
also just you could also just screenshot what our website looks like and highlight the link that they need to go to. Like,
yeah, well,
people can get to the Rufus King website. You don't need to necessarily model it for them. Just show them, here's what it looks like, and here's what the site looks like that you want to get to.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at that point in time, it's going to be 6 of this, half dozen of that. I might as well just remind them to Google to get to those addresses quicker, because it's not like we're rufuskinghighschool.com. We are, www.5.milwaukee.k12.wi.us and then school. Then like we don't have an easy URL. We don't pay for those kind of features like some other IB schools in the city. Oh, somebody's raised their hand, Ms. Davis. Please, I now see that you've raised your hand.
Hi, I was just curious to know if we can add links to our world language department, because we have like some of our special programs for like little PowerPoints. Because
I'm going to direct that directly to Ms. Sorry. I'm going to direct that right to Ms. Vasquez. She's running the school website for open house. So if you want to send her an email with those links and ask her to add that to her to-do list, that would be the route I would suggest. Sorry, Ms. Vasquez.
I was going to, Tricia, you're muted.
I said, that's okay. If I get a whole bunch of stuff that's more critical, like all the club links and athletics, those are the things I'm going to focus on first. And I just want to remind everybody that this open house page is temporary.
Yeah.
So, it's a good time to talk about the actual website probably after all of this. But if I have time, I will do it for sure.
I fully agree.
I was going to say for links too, we do have people that pre-registered, so I will email them the Zoom link as well as how to get the admissions page links today, and I will send another one tomorrow. So at least the pre-registered people will have that in an email.
Could it be added in there? Because I do think it's going to be easier for people to stream this live on YouTube, that we stream it live. We let them know the address if we have that ahead of time, so that they can just click on there. So they're going to have a better experience and it's more user friendly. And then I'm looking from Kelly's point of view that there are parents that might not be Zooming right now. So they might not understand these video conferencing calls.
Right, then we can put the link like right there in the explanation of the video. And all that, so they watch the intro video and then they click on it and it's right there if they're going from YouTube.
I also got to reach out to Nichols and Zaber here. I know you two are also busy doing this, but could somebody link Schaefer's YouTube feed to our Facebook feed? I'll be a little busy that night. Or if we want to reach out to our parent, Anita, and ask her maybe.
So I'll just remind you, and I don't know, I can send it to whoever needs it, but the YouTube live stream link is unique every time you start it and stream it. So like if I opened the meeting and live streamed it right now, it would be a different link than if I live streamed it tomorrow. So the problem with that is I'll go into this link probably tomorrow at like 5 o'clock. So whoever needs that live stream link, I'll start live streaming it early, but I can't get it to you today because I would need to open the meeting and live stream it for 24 hours, which wouldn't work. So
no, that's fine.
Yeah, whoever needs that link, I'll email it to you at like 5 p.m. tomorrow.
I'll talk to Anita that runs the parent Facebook page and see what she can do.
Sure, but even Schaefer, if you direct them to your YouTube channel, since it's posted there, that's what Brenda can send out through guidance.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I've never posted anything to YouTube, so I can look into that and get that answer for you.
Apparently you have, because there's a 26-second video that just says like MPS Rufus King High School Open House.
Might have, I don't know. Okay, I'll have to look.
It's going to be a bit of a jump, but I'm taking over your screens for a moment, folks. Continue to talk.
I just want to point out that if you're trying to do a background and you're using a Chromebook, it's not going to work. I finally figured that out.
So Ben, I got nothing in this test. Probably because my activation failed. Wes didn't put Windows on here when he wiped it.
Okay, you can download it from MPS for free.
Okay.
We can talk at the end.
Yeah.
I would also recommend if you're thinking about a virtual background and you have a personal computer that you try it, because mine doesn't work so hot and I look like this. So there will be no.
That's amazing.
Right? I'm just chilling in the grass and yeah, I will not be using a virtual background tomorrow night. So just a word to the wise.
The website is beautiful. Is there any way we can keep it up longer? Like, it looks incredible.
I'm going to go with no, because a lot of that same information is already going to be on our website that exists, our WordPress that MPS made for us, that Waz and I and Ms. Vasquez have worked on over the years, and Ms. Downey as well. Most of that information is there. The one Ms. Vasquez has made was specifically to help parents navigate breakout rooms during this virtual open house.
Schaefer, can you let me share my screen so I can try the PowerPoint?
Yeah. I'll make you a co-host here. Okay, it should have given you a little invitation or something. Accept it, and then you should be able to see.
Yep, just give me a second because I closed the program so I could email that to Laura.
While Ben is bringing that up, I'm kind of in the camp of let's use every single video, picture, testimonial that we have. Let's put it every single place. This is huge. We get to do this once a year, and I say we have so much good content. I say we put it everywhere, everywhere we possibly can. MPS has lost students, right? This is a chance to bring them back and to convince them that even in the midst of something incredibly stressful and incredibly difficult, look at what we've done. I say we put everything everywhere, full blitz. That's my personal opinion. I say we go big. This is
We're
it.
continuing to try. Nichols, when you email Anita, please just put Zaber and I on there, and I will send Anita the videos, and she can also then put up the videos onto our Facebook page.
I just sent it. I'll include you on another email.
No, that's fine. I'll reach out to her.
Kelly, the open house, the first half hour, 40 minutes will be recorded. The district mandates that we record it. So we will have that video of the first chunk of the open house that we can, post on our website and post wherever. So that can continue to be shared even for the parents who didn't make the live stream or the main open house.
Is that better?
I have no sound.
Really?
Can anybody else hear?
No.
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 Can't hear it.
Weird. Okay. Maybe I have a setting wrong.
This is something similar to what we ran into in the auditorium lobby, Zaber, where if I embedded in footage you gave me, it wouldn't play the audio.
Yeah, Zoom has a separate audio device. So in the bottom left speaker, you can change it. Sometimes there's a Zoom audio thing that does it. Otherwise, other apps, I know GarageBand has a specific Zoom audio output that would go into and help stream it.
All right, to respect everybody's time that came to help us problem solve and troubleshoot, is there any last minute stuff in these last 5 minutes that the majority of you would like to share or didn't feel you got an opportunity to? And then I think a couple of us are going to stay back and try to get this thing working. Mr. Bowling says no. Tom, you're staring at me. We got it. Mr. Yashevsky, you're good. Lewandowski, you're good. Miss W, Fig. Wilson, Betcher gave me a thumbs up. Curry, Carabon, Fisher, Nichols, Dupies, anyone else? Bungie? All right. If you don't have a comment or concern, you guys can head out 4 minutes early. Thank you so very much. For those of us that are staying in here, please let's stay in here. I know I at least have Zaber volunteering. Stovall, I might steal you. Schaefer, you need to stay. Anyone else that wants to, please do so.
I have to go to another meeting in a few minutes, but I'll stay as long as I can.
Yeah, I'm going to try to stay as long as I can. I got to get my kid to school to pick up his orchestra stuff before 3.
I am still here as well.
Darn orchestra teachers.
Nice work.
Hey, man, at least my kid has an orchestra teacher. My nephew now at Golda does not have an orchestra teacher and still doesn't. You should work
yeah, we had an appropriate candidate for that, but Dana Berlin wouldn't post the job. So we lost that candidate. We were going to steal someone from Whitnall.
And now my nephew sits with his bass doing nothing.
It's not my fault. I'm just the orchestra director here. Like, I don't get to do all those district decisions, only some of them. You want me to try this again?
Please.
I have no experience with doing this, so I have no idea where a setting might be for this. So
most of us don't.
I'm unmuted. Can you hear that?
Yeah, a little bit.
So it's not presenting it though, right? So better?
Very soft, Saber. No.
Okay, this seems like something to Google quickly, right?
Well, how are you having it? Are you embedding the file or are you embedding it on YouTube? Because I think you might be better off. If you embed it from YouTube, that might be, I don't know if that's going to fix your issue, but I've embedded a bunch of YouTube videos from YouTube because it's on YouTube already, right?
Yeah, but did you do that with Zoom or with with Google Meet.
Google Meet, so I guess it might be different for Zoom.
Are you doing like the video optimization and share computer sound buttons when you go to present?
I don't know. Do you want to try doing it?
So you go to share screen.
Right.
And when you click on that on the bottom, I can't do it. You click on that on the bottom, it says there's like 2 small checkboxes.
Nope.
Yeah.
I did not click share computer sound.
Okay.
You're a rock star, Lee. Here we go. Here we go yet again.
All right, business.
Was it
So much better.
You can also optimize the video too.
Okay. Okay, just gonna stop sharing. Yeah.
That's fine. I'm just going to try it real quick so I can make sure mine is. So
Was
I'm
the
going to the advanced sharing options, Lee.
When you click on share screen on the bottom, there's a there's like a share computer sound and then also optimize for video. You want to click on both of those.
Here, you want me to do it? I'll do it one more time with both clicked.
Okay, but I want to make sure I can do it. Oh, you mean when you share in PowerPoint?
When you share in Zoom.
I hope that's not the optimized version.
That was the optimized version. Was it worse?
That looked way more pixelated.
It was more pixelated, but it wasn't as choppy. So it's whatever you're choosing to go with.
All right, just to touch back, when I click on the arrow on share screen, it just talks about multiple participants, advanced share options. Oh, here, I got it. Okay, share computer sound, optimize screen for sharing video clip. Got it. All right, sorry, it's installing Microsoft. Let's try the video on my end.
Everyone preaches it, but diversity, we've got diversity through race, ethnicity. It's the teachers and students that create.
That's better already.
That's much better than what it was before.
Yeah.
All right, so let me try some music then.
Yeah, so what the optimization does is it probably lowers the bandwidth of the video, so the stuff isn't as clear, but instead it streams much better and much more fluidly through Zoom.
That's okay. No one's watching this on a 4K TV anyway, so.
I'm doing this still through YouTube. I'm not worried about PowerPoint.
So much better.
That's way better. Yeah, that's breathtaking.
But now, so if I just share, get embedded code.
That's blurry as heck.
What?
That's really blurry.
It's because I wasn't optimizing video. What do I want? I want to go here. I want to insert video. Well, I don't have the, okay, I have the embedded code. That's not going to do me any good.
You just do the URL for that one.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm remembering back in the day with MySpace when you had to do the embedded drop.
Anyone else feel like Lee's talking down to us like we're all slow?
Well, we are.
I use Zoom for Alverno, and I did that all in the spring, so I'm more used to it. I'm trying to add lyrics to it. We'll see if I get it done or not, but I'm working on it.
If not, Lee, remember, I'm fairly certain I have that file, even if it's a visual of that you gave me or I think it was you that gave it to me last year. Here, I'm going to try the embedded in Google Slides to see if it's different or better than PowerPoint.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right, well then I'm just going to.
That'll be a lot better than clicking in and out of the presentation. So I would just embed the mess out of all those, and then it should be good. So whatever you just fixed for settings, that's a lot better than what was being played before. So might also help that there's significantly less people in here too, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I just wanted to test it. I was testing it against Slides versus PowerPoint. Zaber was having me test out in PowerPoint because it's a software compared to a cloud-based. And so that's, I think, what I was clarifying there was if slides works as well as PowerPoint.
Are there any logistical things that we need to talk about, or is it pretty much just the creative aspect of you guys figuring out what you still need to put in the, because I have zero creativity, so I don't have anything to add to this unless you have logistical questions or if we need to rearrange what's happening when or any.
My
things
big
like that.
hang up right now is making sure that Miss Anderson is prepped and ready and not sitting at her desk. Like Nichols, today or tomorrow, you can get us that backdrop, and I will try to get her Surface Pro set up to Zoom for her tomorrow afternoon. I think if we have her sitting in her office, it's not going to work well.
And then you seem pretty confident that you kind of know how it's flow. I'm still a little in the back of my head, just nervous about the interpreters, but it seems like you can see on your end how it's supposed to look.
So here's what I don't have the interpreter set up in this meeting because this is the fake one. Yeah. But like, if you were the Spanish interpreter, I would change your name to Spanish, and then I would just select you as the Spanish interpreter. So Brenda, I reached out to you, the language. So I think I sent this email. I don't know. The language selections for interpreters are from a drop-down menu, and you can't pick ones that aren't in the drop-down menu. Are we having a Hmong interpreter?
I was told we do.
Okay, well, like Hmong isn't an option. So what should I?
Right. She actually says something like that. I don't know how culturally correct.
I know. So like, I don't want to just pick Chinese.
Right. She said to use another like.
That's the closest Asian language that's available. Otherwise, it's like French.
Don't use Chinese. That'd be offensive.
What's that?
That would be offensive. Don't use Chinese.
Well, what do I pick? You have to pick one.
They have to pick a flag to represent the language.
Yeah, and there's no like that's what I'm saying. There's
pick the American flag.
But then it would say that it asks that when the people pick the language, it would say that it's translating into English then. Like
just don't pick something from Southeast Asia because I mean I've done EEs for several kids on the Secret War and oh my god.
So should I pick like French? Like something that's not even close to
No, that's too colonial.
There's no other option, Schaefer?
No,
aren't you a history teacher?
What would your suggestion be, Ms. Bungie?
I would honestly say pick the American flag.
I think what he's saying is Zoom picks or gives you a list of five.
Here's the drop-down menu. Ready? English. Here you can't pick other. These are your only options. English, Chinese, Japanese, German, French, Russian, Portuguese, Spanish, and Korean. And you have to pick one of those. So I don't know what you want me to label it.
Someday when Google buys Zoom to incorporate into a better Google Meet, they'll give you all the languages. But right now.
Okay, what was the first one? English?
Well, you're picking. So I'm saying that you have to say what is the initial meeting, what language is that in? So that's English. I have that set up with. And then the second option that you have to pick is what language is it going to be translated into? And then like Lauer, somebody said, or I think Mr. Brazil, then when they select whatever language they want it translated in, it shows that little flag representing their country. And the only options that I can set are English is already taken because that's what it starts in. So it's Chinese, Japanese, German, French, Russian, Portuguese, Spanish, Korean.
And I'll be honest with you, Ms. Bungie, I totally agree with you. When we're dealing with students, we have to be as culturally, correct and sensitive as we can. I talked to somebody at the district about it, and they're the ones that recommended, a different Asian flag.
Pick whatever is geographically farthest away. Because if you pick any of those Asian ones, that's...
What about Russian? Russian? I don't know.
How will they know, though?
But those were imperial powers. Come on.
I mean, are people going to do a quick history 101 when they're asking for an interpretation?
So here's a thought. On the pre-registration, we have people that need Spanish and people that need deaf and hard of hearing. There are no Hmong that pre-registered.
So should I just not worry about it? Like, well, what happens when they send an interpreter tomorrow who's like, I'm the Hmong interpreter? What do I set them up as?
Well, the question is, do we cancel the Hmong interpreter instead of offend people? And
I would lean towards keep them in case we need them, in case somebody comes on and say, that didn't pre-register and saying they need one, just as in case. I mean, maybe in a good situation we won't need them and this won't be a problem, but I wouldn't cancel them just in case we need them as a backup. But yeah, that's a tough one. And like I said, I kind of hear what you're saying, that the district is the ones that advised. And I can see how that could, maybe piss some people off, but hopefully they'll be understanding and knowing those are our only options.
What's our least worst option? German? I mean, I don't know, but then that's going to be really confusing to the parents, because when they click languages, it's going to look like I can get a Spanish translation with the Spanish flag. Then it's going to look like I can get a German translation with the German flag. And especially if there's a language barrier already, it's going to be tough to let them know, like, hey, German is actually Hmong. So I don't know, I'll take any suggestions, but other is not an option, which is banana land, but
I vote Portugal. Wasn't Portugal an option? Like, is anyone going to show up needing Portuguese translation?
Portuguese is an option.
We're an imperial How does the parent know that Portuguese?
Okay, like what? I don't know why. Like, they're all imperial. Like, they were all colonizers. You got to pick one. So like, you can't just reject all of them, Lisa.
No, I'm not rejecting all of them. I'm saying pick the farthest one away. So like Russia or German, I guess, would be the least offensive, but
Portugal is much further away than Russia.
You guys tell me. I don't care. But then I think Lauer on that slide where it says interpretations are available, I think you'll just have to do a little one-sentence speech like, hey, Zoom gives us limited options for language, and Hmong wasn't actually an option provided. So we picked what we could. So if you need a Hmong translation, you're actually going to pick the Portuguese or German flag or whatever we decide on. So Lauer, you're going to have to add that into just that slide that we have. So what's the consensus? You want it as Portuguese or German? I don't know. Zaber votes Portuguese. Are we fine with that?
Let's say Portuguese, because I think that'll probably be the least likely option of somebody thinking they can get.
Okay. All right. So Lauer, just add that little Portuguese equals Hmong, and then blame it on Zoom. Say Zoom gives us limited options. We are culturally respectful of everybody, but it's not a mistake on our end. We just did what we could.
And then, like I mentioned to you earlier, I instructed those interpreters to come in about 15 minutes early. So hopefully they'll be easy to, they said that when they come in, they'll say hello or label themselves as the whatever language interpreter. So
and then I'll label them, I'll change their names. And then like I mentioned, Lauer, and I tried to put directions on there. So the ASL interpreter is just going to have to be pinned to the person's screen. And so it's only going to need to be pinned for the people who need it. So we're not really going to know if it's truly working. So like if I needed sign language and Brenda was the interpreter, I have to go and click the 3 dots by Brenda's name and click pin video. But we're not going to be able to tell. What's that?
When I was sharing my screen a second ago, I was trying to share it to see, like I do for my students, on how to direct them to pin. And I can't show people.
I know. Yeah, you can't. Zoom is weird like that, where if you share your screen, all of the Zoom capabilities go away, which is kind of dumb. So I guess just try to explain it the best you can. It's pretty, I mean, if you just hover over pictures, it comes up with mute and 3 dots, and I'll change their names to I'll put ASL interpreter. So they'll just have to find that, click the 3 dots and say pin video. And that video should never leave your screen, and you'll be able to watch the sign language while the presentation is going on. And then the languages will pop up on the bottom. I'll set that up as Spanish and then Portuguese, and we'll explain that little issue the best we can.
All right.
So I am in a little bit going to send out, there's 98 people registered right now. I'm going to send out an email with the links where they can find the main Zoom link and where they can find the breakouts. And then I'll send it again tomorrow. And then we can also send the YouTube video after open house is done to these people to rewatch.
Yeah, I have to, so it gets magically like saved to the MPS cloud. So I'm gonna have to reach out to tech and figure out where that goes, but
I would also
will
like
be
us to
recorded.
send out the live link. So we
Right.
gotta get that out. Brenda, you can send it out when it gets generated at 5 something. And we'll have to, Nichols, we'll have to get you on that email so you can send it to Anita or just add it in, or Zaber, maybe for that first hour. But I
So
would
it
like
doesn't get,
live
it doesn't
streaming
get
on Facebook
generated till tonight?
tomorrow.
For the YouTube?
Right.
So the YouTube, yeah, you can't like, if I live stream, if I created the live stream YouTube link right now for tomorrow's meeting, it would be a different link when I live streamed it actually tomorrow. So you can only create, the link is unique only to each time you start the meeting. So I'm gonna start at 5 o'clock tomorrow. I'll open everything up and create that YouTube live stream. So that at least gives you a half hour. So maybe in the email, you could say like where the link will be for the YouTube, but it has to be, it's gonna be unique to the time that I open it.
Follow us on Facebook.
Schaefer, I just forwarded you an email from Anita, the parent, who said she'll throw it up on Facebook for us, so you can have her email address.
So I'll just send it to her. Who else is gonna need that YouTube stream link?
Brenda.
Brenda, you'll need it. So I'll email it at like 5:01 tomorrow.
And then Ms. Vasquez as well, so she can put it on the website.
Okay, so I'll send that YouTube stream link out. Brenda, what is about 100 what you anticipated for pre-registers, or is that more than you thought or less than you thought, or?
We've never had pre-registration before, so I don't know. I
mean, I would guess if we get 100 people that registered, we might hit that 300 mark. So then we're definitely going to need that live stream link.
Yeah, a lot of them that pre-registered are from Fernwood, a lot, like probably 40 from Fernwood, which makes me think someone at Fernwood sat down with their kids, or not virtually sat down with their kids and told them to pre-register. I know Reagan, that open house had 211.
Okay.
I'm heading out, guys. I got to get my kids to the orchestra thing.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow at 5.
Sounds good.
So just FYI, I figured out the live stream thing. So one weird thing, I don't know if you can see that, is that everybody's reversed, which is kind of weird. But I've got, that going on that, and there is a chat there. So I've got, the first thing I put in was to check to see if I could put in a link, and I put in the link for our website for the open house. So that might be something that I can do in the meeting, is kind of check on that and kind of monitor that end.
Yeah, that would be really helpful, Lisa.
I also think it might be good to direct people there if they are not as comfortable with technology, because then we can just put the link right there and I can keep posting it in the chat and be like, okay, so we know it's a little tricky sometimes. You want to go to the different Zoom links, there it is, and I can try and help and troubleshoot on that end.
Yeah, that's certainly a safety net for us. I think we can say, like, if you're having any issues with Zoom at all, this isn't about Zoom, so just go to something that's more comfortable with you and you can just watch it on a YouTube live stream. All right, any other issues? I think the videos embedded should be good. Those were awesome. Zaber and Stoll, how long did it take you guys to sync all those videos and queue that up? That must have taken you hours and hours and hours. Applaud both of you guys to no end, because that was, I mean, seriously, did that like 10, 12 hours?
It was a lot of time to get all those videos in and to get everything lined up like that. Yeah, 10, 12, like I wasn't keeping track because it would have been too much.
Yeah, well, I think they turned out awesome, especially with whatever Lauer did with the settings. Now it looks and sounds really good. So I think that's an awesome way to start, and we appreciate all of that. And then we'll be good to go tomorrow. The speakers hopefully will be in their breakout rooms and the link should work. And then I'll hunt down the recording after it's over so we can put that on the website, and then we'll get a bunch of kids that want to come to King. So that'll be good.
I agree with, I think it was Kelly or whoever said it. Once this is over, I hate for those 15 hours plus that you guys put into making those, especially the music videos, all the videos. We just keep replaying them and replaying them and replaying them, and have kids put it on their social media and everywhere we blast it.
Have we developed a social media presence in this pandemic, like an Instagram or a Facebook or a Twitter or whatever? Are people running that for marketing purposes?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page now that we run. I mean, we haven't pushed it out like ridiculously widely, so that could be a good thing to be doing.
Yeah,
now.
and especially like if we have an Instagram would be a great place to play like 30 seconds of those videos, and shoot, every month just, you know, look at the awesome music programs that we have at King.
Anita?
So especially when we're not in person, I think our social media presence needs to, and we can kind of make that our focus of our marketing group once the open house is over. But social media would be a great place to continue to reuse all the hard work that everybody put in here.
Brenda,
So once we go through that first cycle, are we gonna, like you and me and Laura, are we gonna stay in that main room in the main meeting to replay it?
I don't know. I think we had talked about staying. So I'm gonna actually, well, I'll be in the meeting, but I'm gonna use my personal MPS account to do a baseball breakout room. But I think probably just stay in as far as like stragglers are concerned, and we probably would just leave up the slide that says like, this is the URL with all the breakout rooms, so that if people came late, they could say, hey, you know, if you're late, the first part that you missed is recorded. We'll put it on the Rufus King website. It'll be really easy to check out for now. If you have specific questions, you can go to this link and explore, you know, content areas and things like that. So I think staying in the main room just to direct people and have little conversations like that would be beneficial. And then especially if, like you said, Lisa, if you're willing to kind of champion the YouTube link, because I don't even really know what it looks like. I just turn it on and set it up. But if you want to kind of maintain that and make sure that if there are basic questions, or if people ask you a question, maybe direct them, hey, you know, the GSA club leader could answer that, or the English department could answer that. Why don't you go in the links to explore that? If you could do that, that would be awesome too. So I don't know, unless people had other suggestions, but I think we leave the meeting open and just direct people that come in, because I'm sure people will try to trickle in a little later.
Sounds good.
Anything else that we need to cover before tomorrow, or?
Did you guys get the impression that Lauer was going to be with, no, he can't be. Is someone going to be with Miss Anderson at school?
There's a good chance I'll still be in the building.
You will be? Okay.
There's a good chance. Why do you ask?
I'm just worried.
Stop laughing, Lee.
I know. Is he laughing at me? No, him and Saber have a secret code going on now. No, I'm just worried that something's going to happen.
Technology. Just say technology. Technology.
Technology. Thank you. I'm just worried about her not getting on or something like that. So
I'm not a guru, but I'll stick around if that's a concern.
I just have a quick question. Like, I don't know if it looks the best, her sitting at her desk. I'm sure it would look significantly more professional behind a podium with the Rufus King backdrop. But are we willing to risk, like, has she ever done it on, I mean, she's led meetings and spoke using her desktop in her office. Are we willing to maybe give up some of the professional looking to make sure with certainty that the video and audio actually works? I don't know, like, I don't know how difficult it is to use a Surface Pro because I don't have one. But
That's a good point.
Like,
because she didn't try it with the Surface Pro in the hall, like she said. Like, if she's in the hallway, there might be some serious echo audio issues.
And I don't know, has she ever used the Surface Pro? I don't think, like, in our meetings that we were ever in, I think she's always speaking from the same vantage point. So I think she's always using her desktop. I would just hate to start the night, us and her using something that she isn't familiar with. I don't know, is the backdrop in the podium worth a little gamble of us starting the night with no?
Well, I'm on a Surface
Simple
Pro
message.
right now, and the thing I notice is once you're on, it's fine, but it takes a long time to boot up to Zoom. I mean, it doesn't just pop up like Google Meets does. So I don't know, Mr. Brazil, would you be able to do a practice with her in a Surface Pro?
Yeah,
I don't know.
stick around and see if she can do it tonight, and just do a dry. So maybe I'll just open up a Zoom link and see if she's able to broadcast from there.
Yeah.
Off a Surface.
Yeah, off of her Surface.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think that's a good idea, just to make sure that we've at least done it one time before we start the.
And I'll stick around tomorrow night just so there's somebody else here just in case. I'm not highly proficient, but I have a feeling I might be a little bit better than she is. So at least there's two people.
Perfect.
Well, the other thing that happens with the Surface Pros is the cameras flip the opposite way. It's not facing you. And it took me a long time to figure that out.
That's the default?
Right.
Okay.
So even the camera.
So like we wouldn't want her starting to talk and it's a video of the hallway walls.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah, that we would like that to be avoided. So a little dry run, I'm sure, would be beneficial.
Yeah, I got that. I'll touch bases with her tonight.
All right. Other than that, are we all good to go? Anybody else?
And we can expect maybe some little hiccups every now and then, but I think we have a good plan. I think it's how we recover from them too. So.
Yeah, we'll be good. All right. Well, I appreciate all of what everybody in here has done, and then tomorrow night it'll be awesome, and we'll get a bunch of kids and we'll keep King rolling. So.
All righty.
Have a great night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for sticking around. All your help on this, everybody. Thank you.